Hello everyone, here it's Friday for us and we're going to go over some of the things we thrifted first for the week of January 8th to the 14th. So that's what we're vlogging about today. First off, so occasionally we get a lot of donations from people that know that I resell. So it's always a good idea to let other people know that you resell, because sometimes when they're getting rid of stuff, they'll let you look at it, and stuff that I can't sell, I'll typically, donate or take it to our church, let some of our church family go through clothes and as much as we can. So anyways, this was a brand that I'd never seen before. It's Bella Doll, D-A-H-L. They're like some joggers, navy joggers. They're really soft. They seem to have good comps, maybe like in the 30s. So this was the first items I'm going to go over are things that a friend donated to us. So that's the first things. Here are some cream colored Banana Republic joggers. They're like joggers. And this is a good color for spring coming up. And up in the corner, Jade will be mentioning how much we list it for. I'm going to go through everything, wash it, and then decide, check out comps and everything. And then we'll be listing it. So here are some Judy Blues, garment dyed. We like the garment dyed because they're not just plain jeans. So this was a pretty cool find. It has a drawstring. Always check for drawstring, zippers working, buttons. I've made that mistake so many times when I'm buying things. So let's see, what else do we have? Also in the group of things that our friend gave us, these are some Bombas. I've already sold Bomba slippers. I think I sold them for about $35. These are a smaller size. They're almost like a kid size, but they seem to have good comps, so I'm always excited to get Bombas. There are some Vans. I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence if I want to try and sell these or not. They are a bit dingy, but they seem to be a different type of Vans. They have the leather on the outside, so I thought they're kind of cool. I tried to search for the name, and I'm just gonna have to do a little more research for these to decide whether or not. It's hard because they're like cream colored or almost white, and they're just really dirty. So if I found them in the bins or something, I probably wouldn't have bothered, but they were donated. I don't know how you say this, Veja or Veja, I don't know, but they seem to have good comps as well. So see how they do. Yeah, US size 5. It's a smaller size, but like I said, these were donated, and so worth a shot. So I also went to the bins today. I didn't do as many bins trips this week. Been a little under the weather, but I did find some good things today on a Friday. So fresh out the bins. No, the bins are not so fresh if you've been there. But anyways, I typically stay away from kids stuff. I really do. But this was a collab. I always like to look for collabs. Janie and Jack, Disney. I didn't do any comps on it yet, but it was just a really cute find for a kid. So Disney stuff does pretty well. At the bins, I thought we'd give it a shot. We'll see how much we list it for. So there's that. I always like finding these like UGG type of loafers. It does have a little mark on them, but still this kind of style does really well. I can't really sell much of the boot anymore unless it's like the knit boot, but they are a larger size 13, but there's some guys out there that are size 13s. I've sold to size 15 before. But I typically try to stay away from the larger size because it's just rare that you'll find somebody. But for Uggs, the size, so let's do it. This one last. also found these shoes. We like to get Clarks. They always rubber band them together so you don't lose them. This is unstructured Clarks. Unstructured, unlooped. That was the brand name. I think I saw them selling for about $25 to $30. So we'll see what we listed for. It's a size 8, which is a great size. I try to stay around that range. So that's the last of the shoes. I did find this dress. Comps were kind of all over the place, but Frank Lyman, Montreal. So it's always, if you see like nice tags like these, it's always worth looking up. So it seemed kind of like a floral dress. I think it will do well with spring coming up. So that's a new brand for me. We'll see how it does. Citizens of Humanity. These had really good comps, like at least 30 for these. I searched the Gauge jeans. Gauge Citizens of Humanity. I've never picked this up before, but interested to see how it does. They're men's jeans. And here we have Judy Blues. I always say I'm not going to get any more Judy Blues. But these were trousers. They're a larger size. They're a size 14. I always want to get, you know what I mean? The bigger sizes is usually better. And, you know, I don't do skinny jeans anymore, like at all. But these trousers, the wider leg, I feel like these will do well. It seemed like the trousers had better comps than just the regular Judy Blues because I really don't pick up as much Judy Blues. But overalls, I tend to do really well with overalls. And these, We the Free brand. So I think it's related to Free People somehow. It's a brand I've seen at Dillard's and stuff. So it has a raw hem on it. Size large. Spring coming up, another good spring find. I'm trying to stay away from jackets and stuff this time of year. A lot of people are getting rid of their jackets, so you'll run into them a lot. But I try to save the space. And then there was this blazer, Ming Wang. I've never heard of it, but the comps were kind of all over the place. It seems like a designer. It had a nice heavy feel to it. It feels really well made. Shoulder pads. People like shoulder pads. I'm not a fan, but hopefully it does well. And then my last thing, I love getting motorcycle jackets. Used motorcycle jackets, like even ones that may be stained, and I've sold ripped ones for even like $100. I always just close it. This one had no rips. It's very heavy. So today at the bins I spent $31 because it was like 16 pounds. It's like 180 or 160 a pound. I don't remember. This is, I've sold this brand before, Icon. It's heavy. I know it looks rough, it does, but I've seen it listed for $300, like a nicer version of it. And I have no doubt this will sell for around 100, somewhere around there. We'll see where we put it. I have to do more research. I kind of do light research while I'm there, but we're gonna wipe it down really good. It's leather. It's leather, padded, got, you know, all the padding and everything I checked. So I think that's gonna do really well. A lot of people, it was just like on the top. Nobody wants to mess with it because it, oh, stains, but Icon is a good motorcycle brand. So anyways, that was things that were thrifted this week. So I've been a little slow on the listing because I've been under the weather, dealing with some health things, but I'm going to spend this weekend and get out my 25 listings for the week. So let's take a look at the sales that we made from the 8th to the 14th. Let's see here. And you'll see them listed at the top. Jade's going to be putting them there for me. Thank you, Jade. First off was on the 8th, I sold a Disney Winnie the Pooh baby comforter vintage blanket for $18. I was gonna list it for $30, but there was a tiny barely noticeable stain. I was so upset. I had washed it, everything, but because of that, I just took the offer. I think I had it listed for like a week anyway, so it still got a profit. Stacey Adams white mock toe braided strap slip-on loafers. Stacey Adams, I could sell for between 20 and 30 depending on the type. This was a smaller size, so I took the 20. I got them at the bin, so still a profit. These DUER Black Superior Comfort Straight Legs Superior Comfort jeans. They're like workwear. They sold in a couple of days for $24.99 at full price that I had listed it for. I had found it. I never sold it before, and so that did well. So I'll be on the lookout for that brand again later. This hoodie, the Clown Slipknot Mask Clown Black hoodie, I had it listed for $50 and it had been listed for maybe like a month. I listed it right before Christmas. Somebody gave me a $30 offer. Great, you know, it was a bin find, so maybe I spent like $2 or $3 on it. So great profit. That was on the 13th for eBay. All of these are eBay so far. The 14th, a pair of Judy Blue distressed flare boot cut flap button pocket blue jeans. So there's an example of some Judy Blues that had flares that sold. So, but that was for $20. Used to be able to sell them for about, you know, $30, $35, but so in the video last week, I had said that I had never bought Bowden, and I found a Bowden dress at the bins, and so I was like interested to try it. So this Bowden women's corduroy round neck shift dress, I listed it on a Saturday night, and within an hour I got an offer. I think I listed it for $30. I got an offer for $23. I just took it, and so that was a really fast sell. So if I can get Bowden at the bins, I'll probably go for it. So moving on to Poshmark sales, I had these set of 4 cream snowflake sequin velvet metallic large stockings. I had them listed since last year, so that was a very slow sell. I stick to clothes and shoes now mainly, unless I find something random that I know is going to be a fast sell. But these snowflake stockings, I sold them for $28, so which was still a good sell. I'm glad that they went. And then that was all for Poshmark. On Depop, I sold it's a Kiki's delivery service sweatshirt. It's vintage. I sold it for $25. It was a find at the bin, so it was another great quick sell. I had it listed for maybe a couple of weeks. And so that is all of my sales, which is a great first week for, you know, staying consistent with my sales. I sold on all 4 platforms, which is great. So that's great. So anyways, I believe that is all of our sales for this week, all that we thrifted. And quick word from Jade here at the end, and thank you for tuning in.
Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell button.